Hi, this is Mrs. Knopf, and today we're going to continue working in our new method book on the clarinet with line 28, Jingle Bells. So we are using the same 5 notes that we've been using, C, D, E, F, and G, and we're going to look for patterns and see what we have. All right, so at the beginning, we have our treble clef, which we always read with the clarinet. Then we have our time signature. We are in 4/4 time. The top number, tells us how many beats are in each measure. The bottom number tells us the value of the whole note, even if we don't have a whole note. So if we have 4 beats for the whole note, we can use that to figure out the rest. So half of a whole is a half of 4 is 2. So the half notes and the half rest receive 2 beats. And half of a half is a quarter, half of 2 is 1, so all of the quarter notes get 1 beat. Now we're going to go through and see what our notes are and look for some patterns. So we start out with 2 measures of just E's on the first line, so thumb and 1, and we have 2 quarter notes and a half note, so we have that twice, and then in measure 3, we go from the E on the first line to open G on the second line, down to the C just below the staff on the first ledger line, then D, and then we have a half note E followed by a half rest. Then in the next line, we have quarter note Fs all in that first measure. The next measure, we start on that F and then add our first finger to play a quarter note E followed by a half note E on the first line. Then in the next measure, we have the same E, 2 Ds, so we add the next finger, back to the E, and the last measure of the second line has a half note D and a half note G. The next line is exactly like the first line. So we've got our E's, and then the third measure has E, G, C, D, half note E, half rest. The last line is almost exactly like the second line. First 2 measures are identical to it. So we've got our measure of quarter note Fs, and then F, E, E, and then the last 2 measures are a bit different. We start with 2 quarter note Gs on the second line, and then add the F on the first space, add 2 fingers for the D just below the staff, and then we end on a half note C followed by a half rest. So make sure you start each note with a t sound, and let the tongue just interrupt the air. Don't let it stop it completely. I'm going to adjust my camera so you can see my fingers a little bit better, and I hope you can play along. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. And that's it. I hope you were able to play along and keep up. If you were, that's great. If you can do it even faster, then definitely do that. That's great. If you had trouble, then feel free to slow it down and work out smaller sections if that's what you need to do to be able to put this together. But I hope this helps, and we'll see you next time.